got the merchant career, and you're limiting us to age 30. So I worked that right, but all the skills that result don't seem to. Oh, he got a lot of benefits for boosting his intelligence to D. That's 13, and Dex B, and everything else pretty average. And the skills looked like this. Now, how do you be a merchant without any of the merchant skills? I don't recognize that any of these are merchant related. Admin, brawling, admin 1, brawling O, carousing 1, electronics 1, leader 1, medical 1, streetwise 1, computer O, laser weapons O, vac suit O. So I think he's been learning laser weapons and vac suit and things just out of form. Wheel vehicle O. Okay, so you know, people learn to drive. That's possible anywhere. So I don't know how this says merchant or anybody involved. Maybe I was involved in support staff for
perhaps he's a medic
trading or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Medic 1.
Yeah, he was a drug dealer.
He's a medic. He could be playing the medic on board the ship. Did you say admin? So he also could be like a bit like an accountant, perhaps.
Yeah. And admin is a merchant skill. That's pretty much how you used to be able to get that, right? I mean, in the original couple characters.
Okay. So that's my ties to do numbers and things.
Yep.
But how does that? What does admin exactly do? Does it?
It's the same as it's the same as it is in classic. I mean, it's just you know, anything having to do with dealing with you know, port authorities, or I mean, it's in fact it operates as broker -1s. So in the in Mega Traveler as well. So
okay.
And also, guys, I told Pierre already, but as kind of a badge of station, everybody who's a freelancer has some kind of close combat skill. So if you don't have like a blade or brawling or anything like that, pick one and take it as 0. That's free. Because one thing I'll say is, so there's
so if
weapons.
I've got brawling, that's it.
Okay. So with weapons and things, you're also going to notice the So you're also going to notice the law levels on all these planets are super duper high. They kind of had to clamp down on that kind of stuff. In fact, military weapons and guns and things like that aren't really for sale. In fact, if you didn't start with one, you don't have any. You can get them. In fact, that's why you're probably here in the Russian system, because they are it's a little easier to get in touch with the black market as it would be in the Russian system. To be able to get a hold of stuff like that. But people don't walk around with them in town and all that. And there's a tradition that the art crews brought with them that over those 2,000 years, surely there was times when two of the art crew wanted to beat the hell out of each other or get into a fight, or someone had slept with somebody else or whatever. But they couldn't kill each other because they needed them at the stations. So pretty much hand-to-hand combat became the way to settle disputes, and so they still kind of allow that, amongst the populace. So whenever you get into crap in the cities, you are probably going to be punching or stabbing somebody before you're shooting them. That's more okay, and you'll even see that the police and things walk around with stunners and things of that nature than they do with things that'll put actual holes in you. Now, when you get out into the provincial areas, where there's 10-foot tall lizards and crazy critters, there's a market for firearms, and so they'll have wildcatters out there that have built things, but there isn't like arms companies that are selling M16s to everybody, so there's that. So again, freelancers will often settle their disputes by beating the hell out of each other. So that's why everybody starts off with some kind of skill. And of course, the worse it is, the more they'll step it up to a bigger weapon.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm okay with all my weapons.
Yeah, well, because you were a law enforcement guy and you rolled them as a something you got on the way out.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't expect to go to the corner store to buy more bullets. You know, that's going to be a thing.
So I've only got those 2 lots of heat.
Yeah, that's good. Right, that's going to be a thing. Yeah, that's why I say probably having somebody who is kind of sciencey. In fact, Glenn said he was going to be that guy.
Cool.
So having somebody who actually can make things, you know, I mean, if right now if you guys don't have a ship, since you don't have a ship, you're probably going to want a layer of some kind, you know, where you'll be able to do all that, right? I mean, you know,
excellent.
A warehouse or a base of operations or yada yada, where you're going to be able to produce that kind of stuff. So yeah, and like, and Glenn's going to be your guy. So.
Wow. Okay. So I've got 5 rounds of Magnum, 2 lots of heat, and 2 lots of trank, and then I'm down to my plastic knife. Excellent. Stabby.
But on the upside, so is everybody else. Yeah. you know.
Woohoo! I'm so happy about that. It'll do. It's gonna have to. Okay.
So you're a cop, huh?
Aye. So I'm just trying to get my character so I can read it out to everybody. So I don't know if you can put the picture in or not, or I can drag the picture in, because I think I can't now that I'm not the GM. So I'm playing a guy, as soon as it comes up, a guy, 30 years old, guy called Darwin Edison. I'm a lieutenant, law enforcer. Game stat wise, 7 strength, a D dexterity, 8 endurance, B intelligence, 9 education, 9 social standing, which he doesn't use, the social standing. He has a whole lot of level 1 skills. Brawling, strangely enough, small blade, handgun, laser weapons, forensics, intrusion, jack of all trades, legal, streetwise and tactics, and he's got computer 0 and wheeled vehicle 0.
Okay, so one quick note: the JOT in Mega Traveler, what that does is it lets you reroll because you have a determination stat. So if you're trying something and you fail it, you got to roll determination, or you just think you can't do it.
Yeah.
You know, but JOT lets you get another free try.
Cool. That's cool. So he carries he's got 50 credits in his pocket. He carries the rest of his life in a backpack, which is his Magnum, who's going to get a name, his auto snub pistol that's going to get a name, his plastic knife, which will get a name. He's got a flak jacket, electric torch, a set of lockpicks, a set of ordinary binoculars, a 5K communicator, combination goggles, IR and LI, a chronograph, aka watch, and his rounds. Yeah, if you've seen the picture, you'll get the idea of him. So if you can we picture in.
Yeah, can we see what? Are we seeing what I'm doing to your character here?
If you can show people I think you get to show people the picture. I'm happy for people to see him.
Okay.
You should be able to just drag and drop on the board.
Yeah.
So can we see? I click show to players.
Yeah. I don't know if the others can see me. So he's let's see, he's slightly he gives off the impression he's a bit of a smart ass, perhaps. Yeah, a little bit of a tough guy. Yeah, that would sort of be a little bit cocky, a little bit too assured of himself. He tends to give the impression of, you know, I'll stop it there because I don't want to define him too much, but he's, yeah.
Hello. Okay, I'm back.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah. I don't see any picture on the Roll20 board.
Let me try hitting show to players again. I see. That's why right there.
Oh, there we are. Okay.
So
yeah.
That's Darwin, and you can call him Darwin, or you can call him Lieutenant, or you can call him Dar. He doesn't mind. Unless he doesn't like you, in which case you can call him Sir.
Okay, so one thing I'll quickly say, can you see me scrolling down to his gun there? His guns.
Yeah, I saw the bottom part. Yep.
Yeah. So just to give you a little quick thing about the rules. So they're the effects is the penetration. So bullet 5 means you roll you roll your 2d6 plus 5. A accelerator has a setting of 1, 2, or 3. On setting 1, it just does the base damage. On setting 2, it increases the damage. On setting 3, it increases it again. Just to give you an FYI, like, plasma guns and things like that are like 9s and 10s and 11s. So this thing can be like a 7, which means it'll just blow right through a lot of armor. Now, if you set it that high, you got to roll quality. You got to roll basically quality dice, like a 2d6 to make sure it doesn't break. Setting 1, you roll it once. Setting 2, or setting 2, you roll it once. Setting 3, you roll it twice. So just I mean, FYI, it doesn't shoot real far, but it can it can basically be the Blade Runner pistol.
Well, that's why I sort of got the 2 weapons. My snub is to either take people out without killing them, or to blow a hole in something. I need to get a hole blown in, and the Magnum was to take down really dangerous people, and the knife was just wanting to get in close.
Right. The biggest thing about the Magnum is it shoots way further. The long range is hundreds of meters further. So that's the biggest thing. So just like I said, just so you know what the effects do. That number is just that effect number is just basically what you add to your roll. And on a 12 is death. So I mean, 2d6 plus 5, you're going to get over 12 a lot of times. Basically, if they don't have armor, that gun can blow people just slap away.
Yeah, it's only meant to get through really hardened places. That's it. Yeah, no, that's cool. Only for hardened places or big, huge boss guys who I think, holy shit.
Right.
It's a desperation thing.
Yeah. And also, the nice thing about having it is you can show it to Glenn, and Glenn can make more.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, that's cool. Cool. Well,
all right, Sid, what you got?
Sorry.
I said, what's all right, Sid, what you got there for a character?
So sorry, I've been organizing. I've been writing the character down because I just took the pre-scout character.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's part Oceania and part I don't know. I'm gonna say South American.
Okay, so there you go, Sid. So the scout, you can get into the scout and mess around with it now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've written it down on a piece of paper.
Okay. Well, I went ahead and assigned it to you. So
yeah.
So now you just get in there and change name or do whatever you want to do.
I just took the pre-character scout, so I guess everyone could see it if they want. But his UPP is 9BAA9.
Cool.
I may have put too many A's in there, but no.
No.
His skills are linguistics 2, medical 2. All his 1 skills are electronic, grav vehicle, jack of all trades, mechanical, navigation, pilot, streetwise vac suit, and his zeros are computer, laser weapons, wheel, vehicle, and brawling. I took that brawling when you said that we could get.
So the other thing too is he's the only guy that has the average stellar tech, because he was in the Colonial Scout. He's in the Colonial Scout Service. Things that are pretty high tech, he won't take a negative to use them because he's actually used them, and he's actually been around in space a lot, comparatively to everybody else. And of course the things that'll give you knowledge wise. But that's the noted thing about about people who were scouts or former scouts. They have had access more to cruise technology than the average colonial citizen.
Yeah. I haven't really given him personality, but I have named him Omen Finch.
Cool.
Omen's a nickname. I'm not telling you his real name.
Okay.
Yeah, that's him for now.
Okay. Well, let's if you want to go in there and make any changes to that character sheet now, I've got you on there to do that.
Yeah, I think. Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, cool. All right. So and then when Glenn jumps in, he'll have some sciencey things, and Dan, he wanted to be a flyer.
Okay.
So he was probably like a commercial airline pilot of some kind, or maybe like an intersystem pilot. He's gonna make a few adjustments, I believe, to his character, because when he generated him, he took Jack of all trades 4, and I told him he probably wouldn't want to do that. Yeah, I'll put him up here. Yeah, he's got a lot of Jack of all trades. I said maybe he just wants one of that, and some other.
He just plays a very lucky guy.
Yeah. I mean, or he can be the bomb at the couple skills that he's got, right?
No, the guy never gives up. He just keeps going.
He just never gives up, right. So I told him if he's interested in like being like the wheel guy, being the driver, maybe he wants to take some of the jack of all trades, some other vehicle skills, which may be what he ends up doing. So you got your driver, your gunner, your medic, and your spaceship pilot, should you get around to that. So that sounds pretty good. Okay, well, good. So let's start. All right.
Just so you know, I sent an email to Dan to see if I think he's got communication problems.
He might. He said he was going to be late, but because he was flying back in to his house or something. So, and he did mention something about having some tech problems.
Cool. But, I've got Charlie here. Jack of all trades. Lovely.
Yeah, he rolled a whole lot of that.
Yeah, I was messing around with. I was originally going to mess around with the flyer, but then I decided I'll see what a hunter or a scout looks like, and I didn't like any of them, so I just took the pre thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll get you right into it here. So, like I said, the freelance business is kind of a it's a thing where you know about each other, they know of you. New freelance crews are popping up all the time. Others are falling apart or disappearing out in the frontier. But it's kind of the science fiction equivalent of the adventurer band, right? So there's lots of problems, lots of things out there that people need outside the cities and inside the cities. So driving in the city, the place to do that is Dostoevsky's Station, and it's I think everybody can see it here. It is basically a throwback to a 21st century Moscow techno club.
Excellent.
It's right in the middle of the city. When you go into the city, depending on your rarefied backgrounds, whether you've really seen a domain before. So every planet that is run by a crew has a domain, which is like basically the city they all live in, and except for the New Columbians, like I said, they don't cloister up in one place. So all the maximum amount of technology, all the maximum amount of cool things that you're going to see throughout the colonies are usually in the domains, and that's where if you're going to run into crew, you'll see them places like this. You won't really see them outside. One other strange thing that happened over 2 millennia of living in a spaceship is they are all super agoraphobic. They are not big people on going outside. They're also not big people on eating non-processed food. They think you biting into a piece of meat is really disgusting. Yeah. They're a little bit lighter build. You can pick them out because they're kind of tall and skinny. And obviously they have amazing technology compared to everybody else. Probably like you've seen them like with personal shields, little shield generators, things like that. Their bodyguards are going to be the ones that have like the power armor, that kind of stuff. But largely, once again, they are there to the sense of the crews is they are there as benevolent overseers. That's the idea of the crews. They do get So and they are outnumbered 10-1, which is why you see a lot of them cloistered up in these domains that are the center of town where they live is pretty much impregnable. Other things you might see in domain, orbital batteries, which is odd because there's not a giant amount of military amongst the crews. There are military ships. There are, in fact, the Russians. If you read about them specifically, they took off a year before everybody else. So when everybody back on Earth, as the story goes, because it's been your great grandfather 5 generations back was the first settlers here, right? So the story goes they left a year early. Even though all the crews were supposed to go at one time, the arcs were supposed to leave at the same time. They left early, and they're the only ones that brought military advisors or military people or that whole thing with them. The rest were just astronauts and scientists, and space liberals or whatever. Those are the people that went on the colony ships. But the Russians immediately showed up and began building a military industrial complex, which is odd. So. What are they protecting themselves against? I mean, we haven't run into any, horrible aliens. I mean, everything you've seen has been things nipping at that, the rocks that have nipped at the very, very outskirts of the sector, and that's it. But in this domain, you see like ion cannon big weapons, and to give you the equivalent, they're basically spinal mount. They're spinal mount sized guns. It's a great place for people to go because they have definitely a sense of security, because there is, again, this, kind of put into your back of your head that sort of Battlestar Galactica reboot. Like, there's not many of us left. Everything out in space sucks, and we are still petty at the same time. Don't really want to screw each other. There's a bit of tension, especially when they start running into weird aliens or the idea that there's these Rakshasa out there in space that want to kill us all and eat us and everything else. I mean, if you read stories about them, they're horrible. They're just horrible. So the domains offer the security from an unknown enemy, and the ability to access really advanced technology. And Dostoevsky Station is kind of the place freelancers go to make their connections and find work. So it's the place you go to hang out. Everybody around there's probably a freelancer as well. You can network. People who are looking for jobs will show up there to ask, to inquire. I wouldn't say it's so much like a job board, but I mean, this is where your streetwise skills or your that skill set is going to kind of come into play, right? This one is particularly run by a guy named Sidrovich. He imagined a Russian that is chubby and tries to groom himself way too well, but he's kind of oddly shaped. So it's his hair is really slicked back. He probably has
kind of like that guy from GoldenEye.
Yeah. There